Okay, wait, should we make things working for us? There's an echo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you hear the echo?
Yeah, a little bit.
Wait, is it gone? Okay, I think we're good.
Mm,
Or is there
yeah,
still an echo?
it's still in there, but it's not like very disturbing. I don't know why.
I know. Let me
And
see.
this screen shows all of our skin texture.
I know you're telling me.
Look, I wear a mineral sunscreen because I want to advertise already for the next session, and I
But it,
happen to
yeah,
wear.
exactly. I was gonna say that's perfect for this type of session.
Yeah, and it's actually an American sunscreen, so
Which one do you recommend? Which one do you have?
I can recommend so many. If you want the tinted sunscreen,
Yeah.
because I don't know, sensitive, whatever, this is the one. It's
Oh,
Neutrogena.
Neutrogena.
Yeah, and it's specifically mineral UV tint. It's just SPF 30, but this has four shades, and it's not warm nor cool. It's like right in between, so it will fit any undertone. Plus, it's flexible.
Okay.
It's not like super. You really have to match the shade. It's flexible.
And
It
I
can
feel like
be,
you can get that at like Target, right? Like that's not something you
yeah,
have to get just
or
online. Yeah.
Amazon, and it's not expensive. It's like $15, I would
See,
say.
that's my
Luckily,
favorite. Yep.
Amazon.com ships this to Europe, so why not?
Oh, we have someone with us. Okay, wait, what time is it? We're starting. Yep, we're starting
In
soon.
3 minutes. And how are you? How are you today?
Oh my gosh, tired. Really tired, but that's okay. It's that's what this is for.
Is it
Anything
coffee? Is it matcha? Anything is possible. I love that.
coffee. How are you? It's 6 o'clock there, so you already had a day. How was your day?
Yeah, that was quite good. I met a friend. We talked further stuff for these babies here.
Yeah.
Uh, so it was good. Things are moving slowly, but luckily they're moving. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that. And looks like I'm going to get a job as well because I really need the money to be able to develop these babies further. It's very expensive. So that's the reason why I'm getting another job because I need the money. So
Gonna
things are
add
moving
your
a lot.
time. Wait, what job are you getting?
I will work in a gardening center,
Oh, fun. Doing what?
just helping clients find whatever they need for their garden because voila, I have a lot of knowledge in that department too.
Of course you do. I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
It's my other
Ingredients,
business.
skincare, flowers, you know it all.
Not all, but certain things I do. Yeah. So I was happy that they called me today, and it's actually one that is not far away from my house. So we'll see how it
That would be
goes.
nice. And I feel like that's going to be like grounding at the same time. You get to go and just be with
Yeah.
nature a little bit,
Yes.
help people make their
Yes.
space beautiful.
Gone are the days that I was in the office and had to play political games.
I know.
Finito.
I don't think I can ever be an office girl again.
Oh, you've been as well.
Yes, yeah. Do you know the Ritz-Carlton?
Yes, of course I know.
I worked there as an event coordinator, but they had
Wow.
us like down in a basement, no windows. Like it was just like I don't
Something.
know. I need flexibility. I loved the job, but I need flexibility. I need fresh air. I need to be able to just, you know,
Yeah.
not feel so stuck.
How many years have you been there?
I was there
Couple of years at
two,
least.
3 years.
Yeah. My husband worked for, I think, nearly 20 years in hotellerie.
20 years in hotel.
Yeah, it's crazy. And 10 of them at Adlon alone, which is one of the main competitor of Ritz-Carlton here in Berlin.
What is it called?
Adlon or Kempinski.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah,
five
I love
star. It's another 5-star hotel. So
Jamie said never again. Yeah, I feel like once you leave corporate, it's like I can't even imagine myself going back. There was
Yeah,
things that I did like about it, like the consistency and like you
yeah,
knew what you were getting yourself into every day, but
yeah,
I don't know. Boring.
yeah. And it's very, very like it's a lot on, people's relationships and whatnot. So you really
Oh,
have to play the political game.
okay, let me see. I'm gonna make sure your links are there. They are. Let's make
Can I
that
see the
that.
chat? Yes, I can see the chat. Public chat. Okay. I don't see any. Just Jamie is there, right? Yeah.
I said never again. Hi, Jamie. Let's see.
You posted only one link, right? The Inky list, but there is another one. I will
Oh,
post it
I
here.
think I did too. The prequel and then the one
Ah,
right below it
okay.
as well. Which I'm really happy
I,
you're
s-
going with the prequel because that's. I hope you. I don't
I
know. I don't know.
I really like this product. I have it with me actually. I only tried it recently and I really, really like it. And that's also gonna be hopefully also an audience the winner of the comparison that we're going to do today. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
I have them
Yeah.
with me, of course,
Perfect.
because I'm obviously a retinol user, even if I love spray tanning. So why not?
I have never used retinols. However, I want to start. However, I have to wait until after breastfeeding.
Yes.
And so
But
probably what? Tell me.
you can, if you want some anti-aging, you can use azelaic acid with no problems.
Use what?
Azelaic acid.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it has similar benefits. It's very well known in the world of anti-acne and pigmentation, but it's actually anti-aging as well. So it's very safe to use during pregnancy and breastfeeding.
Adding to cart immediately. Oh, okay. I see
Uh,
exactly. What do you think about I don't know how to say that brand, Natrium. Am I
it,
saying that
nat,
right?
nat, naturium, naturium.
Naturium. I feel like I always
Yeah,
like start saying a certain way and then I just say it, even if it's
it,
wrong, I just keep
I,
it.
I like their
Naturium.
philosophy. I like their philosophy. I like their prices. I like the formulas in general, but not every formula I would
Yeah.
approve it because some of them have indeed fragrances and alcohol, and that's not a really good combination. But it's a matter of choice. So I think overall, great brand, but
I'll do a
you
little
cannot,
research.
yeah. So azelaic acid, if you want to try it out, try it. I think it's also a good way to look into is PDRN, which is the newest trend at the moment, PDRN.
Uh-huh.
So that one you can also look into. It's more from the K beauty realm, but you can also find Western products with this ingredient.
I feel like you're about to make all of our skincare routines just like we are gonna want HD cameras just so you can see our face because we're all gonna be looking so good.
I offer this as a service, by the way. So yeah, here
Yeah,
you
you
go.
can analyze people's actual, like their texture, their face, what they want to address.
Yeah. Uh, are people joining? Because I cannot really
Yeah.
see. It's
Should
only
we, should I hop off? We could start.
anytime. I'm ready anytime. We can
Okay,
still
I'll
wait
still
for a
be
couple of
here.
minutes.
Yeah, we could wait a couple minutes. I'll still be here, but I'll just close off my camera so we could just see you in your presentation. Do you know how to
Yeah.
share your presentation?
Yes, I see the share button. Do I have to
Share
stay
and
in the
then you,
browser? Do I have to stay in
yeah,
the browser or I have to stay in the browser?
I think so. If you do share screen and then you share your presentation through that. Just do the
Yeah.
tab though. Don't do the entire window.
Yeah, okay. Shall I do
Okay.
it now already? Shall we
Yeah, let's
start?
try it.
All right, let's try it.
Let me put you.
Screen. Allow to share window. Okay. And one moment. Can you see my screen? Can you see
Yes,
my
and then if you
presentation?
go to present mode up there, it'll make
Yes,
it big for
yes,
us.
exactly.
Perfect.
So it works. I was worried a little bit about that because I saw other presenters during the Solution
I
Week. They
know.
were like, and I've never used this as a presenter myself. So we can start anytime if people
Okay.
are in the chat already.
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Vlad, and I'm the founder of Forever Bronzed. I'm so very excited and grateful in the same time to start this educational skincare series together with you. If I remember correctly, there were 13 of you, so welcome on board. And today we are just going to have a soft launch. I called it the Skincare Foundations. So, this is an intro into our series that is going to happen every single month on the last Tuesday of the month. And from next month, we are going to have deep dives. No more introductions. It's going to be deep dives into specific topics. So, again, thank you so much for joining today's session. And I will tell you a little bit more about myself at the end of what I can help you with. But important for you to know is that I'm a skincare lover since ever. And my journey with skincare started early on. I was about 5 or 6 years old when my grandmother, from my father's side, God bless her, showed me how to do oils and how every oil was customized for one specific customer or client, whatever you want, patient. This is how she called them. And I was so mesmerized, honestly, like the process, because it was all manual, right? The storage, the application, the even the jars that she had, they were all very custom, and I was so fascinated with this. So I tried to help her as much as I could whenever I was there visiting her. And yeah, I think from there I fell in love with skincare. And later, as a teenager, as a young adult, and now as a middle-aged man, I always loved skincare. And it's related to tan because a beautiful tan matters on healthy skin, right? So recently I have been doing some courses just to deepen my knowledge, and here I am sharing this knowledge with you today. So, we are going to talk about skincare foundations today, and just to start with some problems. I don't see the chat right now, but you can either raise your hand or just type it in the chat me. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the number of the skincare products that we have available today? And do any of the skincare claims sound impressive, but it's so hard to believe they're almost not true as well? Have you ever looked at an ingredient list and said, oh my God, what is going on? I don't know what this actually means. What is this long list? You're not alone. And every day, various brands try to sell us a lot of different things, that it clears acne, that it erases our wrinkles, and it fades the dark spots, and you name it, quick, sometimes in 24 hours. But the result, we try different things and we rarely understand, did this actually work? Do I see any difference? Maybe you're lucky and you see, but very often you don't. And formulation files, starting from today, is a solution for that, to explain the depth of skincare, how it actually works. So, what it is? A monthly educational skincare series that goes beyond the trends: PDRN, NID, sunscreen, mineral versus chemical, you name it. There are so many topics that I would love to talk with you about. And we will decode marketing claims together here in these sessions and analyze real products starting today. We will also break down formulas, not just the ingredients alone. You know, if it's retinol, then it must be working. Or I love this vitamin C serum. But what is behind it? How does it actually work? What does it all mean? And the goal of formulation files is actually to help you make informed decisions about the skincare that you use or want to use, and also help potentially your customers with advice. And why is this so important today? Well, there are so many factors that influence our skincare, how our skin is actually, and just to name the environmental stress. Here comes the air pollution, the sun, obviously, the food that we eat, the social patterns that we have, the sleep patterns, because today you can work literally any time of the day or night, and these all influence our skin and the health of our skin. And as well, we have so many products every day, there's something new popping out, but we do not really understand how they work. Why do we need them? And it's so much growth recently in the cosmetic industry, at least since the 90s, I would say. It's scaling up incredibly. And it's not just, in US or here in Europe, but it's everywhere. You see what's going on in K-beauty realm. It's insane, literally. So because of all of this growth and trends and buzzwords and so many products, there's a lot of confusion. And it makes it even harder to understand skincare today. As well, we see recently, especially since Corona times, there is a shift which I find very positive towards long-term health, right? Especially you see this at the dermatologist, but as well online, there's a lot of discussion about this. So, okay, I'm going to use retinol and vitamin C serum today, but how is this going to affect me in 10 years' time from now? That's why, I mean, these are only a couple of reasons. Understanding skincare today matters more than ever. Just a couple of facts about our skin. I could have brought here literally 10 slides, obviously, but I think it's fun to know or important to know that our skin is the largest organ that we have, covering the entire body, an average 3 to 4 kilograms or 6 to 9 pounds. Number 2 and 4 are related actually to spray tanning. So just for you to know, we shed skin cells continuously, 30,000 to 40,000 every single minute. This obviously changes with age. So when we're younger, we shed a lot more, roughly, you know, the skin cell um, progress is, or skin cell process changes every 20 days. As we get older, this extends up to 60 days. So this means a spray tan on a younger person will last way less than on someone who is 50 years old. As well, very interesting, and I know it's a big topic in spray tanning today, microbiome. It's real. There's billions of microorganisms all over our skin, and they come in different concentration, if that's the right word. So we have more microorganisms here under armpits, or less under your palms, less under your lips. So it's a whole realm of microorganisms, and this is a topic in itself that is very sciencey, and maybe one day we can talk about it. But it's something important that we need to know, because these microorganisms help us protect from, external bacteria, infection, and they as well help reduce the inflammation, let's say from a sunburn. Very bad example, but it's real. And they are supporting the barrier function. As well, very interesting, and it's super nerdy topic, I know. Our skin can respond like our brain. So it has neurotransmitters, and it's not just the temperature, cold or hot, or the humidity, very dry versus very humid. It's a lot more. It reacts to a lot of different things. So I think maybe one day this potentially could be a deep dive because it's so fascinating.
Vlad, really
Then,
quick, we can't
yeah.
see your presentation.
Oh, you can't.
It just says click to exit full screen.
All right, give me a second. Do you see it now?
Yes, now we
Let
do.
me try again with full screen.
Okay.
Do you see it now?
No, it still just says click to exit.
Okay, I don't. Well, okay, maybe I can just do it in this mode. I know it's a bit smaller.
Yeah, you could
Or
just
shall I
use the-
re? Yeah, would this
Yeah,
be fine for everyone? Okay.
yeah.
Oh, wait. I can also do that a little bit.
Perfect.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So where was I? I was about the skin facts. So let's move forward into the distinction between skincare ingredients versus drugs. So these are completely two separate categories, and the most important difference is that skincare is meant to improve the appearance, while drugs are meant to treat conditions. Let's say you have cystic acne. You cannot have a skincare product that says it cures your cystic acne. It can help alleviate the effects of it, but a medication is prescribed by a doctor and it stays this way, and it's heavily regulated. It needs to be heavily tested in clinical trials, and it's also meant to interact with the biological process of our skin or anything else. While skincare cannot change any biochemistry or the metabolism of our skin, and there are absolutely no medical claims allowed when we talk about skincare. Then comes the question, what about OTC drugs? So OTC drugs, there are the products that you can get without a prescription. However, I have an example here. This is a sunscreen from US, Neutrogena Mineral UV Tint. So they are OTC drugs called this way because the ingredients that are in these products are regulated by the FDA, specifically in US. So that's why they're called OTC drugs. However, they are merely cosmetic products. At least here in Europe, this is definitely a skincare product and not a drug. Then you might have heard about cosmeceuticals. This is more of a buzzword. It's really meant to create like it's something superior than a skincare product or a skincare ingredient. It is actually not. They do not have any clinical evidence or scientific proof, and it's really just a marketing claim. Going forward, let's talk about the bit formulation. So why does it all matter? Because one ingredient alone in a retinol product doesn't mean a lot. We need to know what is the delivery system in this product, what solvent do they use, what is the pH level. pH level, by the way, is very important because certain ingredients like retinol can be stable and effective only if the pH level is correct. And if it's not, it will not do anything. Even worse, it can actually irritate your skin, or also very bad, it will be unstable and thus will not be effective at all after, I don't know, 2 weeks, 2 months, you name it. Also, very important in the formulation realm is the packaging. Is it a pipette? Is it a airless pack pump? This all matters, and we see beautiful packaging today in various colors. There were so many, I would say, upgrades in this department, but are they actually meaningful to keep the formula stable and effective? This all matters, not just one ingredient alone, but everything matters. Then talking about active ingredients. This is actually a buzzword. Yeah, active ingredients came from drugs, obviously, because they have certain ingredients listed here separately, at least FDA, this is how you do it. Then you have inactive ingredients, right, in OTC drugs. But what is this? This is meant to inform us as consumers what ingredients might help with the skin condition that we have, right? And they are the functional part in a skincare product. And usually the active ingredients, there are just a couple of them in one formula. You will not see, I don't know, 10 active ingredients in one formula. That's just crazy. It's an overload and you might just irritate your skin to the max. So active ingredients are usually just a few, and they are meant to inform us what is the product about, functional part. And very often people tend to have 10 skin steps routine with a lot of actives and in the highest concentration possible, and they are seeking really what is the craziest vitamin C serum with 35% vitamin C. Higher concentration doesn't mean better skin. On the opposite, you risk to irritate your skin considerably. So I would say take it slow. Take one product with one active ingredient, maybe two, and you take it from there. I hope it's clear what active ingredient means. Then very often a certain product or another, they will have marketing claims that we do not understand. And brands use these marketing claims in a very scientific language just to be able to sell these products to us. So they are not proven. Most of them, they're not. Even if they have clinical studies and whatnot, and there comes a star, and then you say, oh, this was a clinical study in vitro, meaning in the lab, not on real human skin. Can I believe it? Not really. And then we have claims like comedogenic. This is actually not regulated at all, and it can mean anything and everything. And it really depends on your skin if it's comedogenic or not, because for someone can be indeed comedogenic, let's say coconut oil. For other people with similar condition, it cannot. So it depends a lot on your skin, lifestyle, and of course the environment that you live. So claiming that this product is not comedogenic is a buzzword. I would not really believe it, honestly. Then we have things like dermatologically tested or dermatology approved, or I don't know, everything around dermatologist. These are also, again, not regulated. They can use whatever words to make us believe in their products, but oftenly it doesn't mean anything or not a lot. And we have clinically proven, I mentioned already, in vitro versus in vivo. This is like in vivo means on real human skin, and in vitro is in the lab. So then if you see this word or this claim clinically proven, you really need to go look into the depth of it. What is the design of the study? How many people participated? Was there a split phase? What were the conditions and the methodology of that clinical study? And usually on a brand page, we will see it later today with Inkilist, there's not a lot of information about the study. It will say a couple of things and that's it. But that doesn't say, again, a lot of things to us. Then, again, brands and marketers use these marketing claims just to sell the products to us. But what actually matters is the formula in the product, how it all came together. What is the delivery system? What are the ingredients? What is the packaging? And yeah, scientific things. Then how to decode the formula. Here, very important, I want you to remember there are three components in every formula. We always have a functional part. And this is what is the product supposed to do. Let's say this is an anti-aging product. What are the ingredients in this formula that actually fulfill this? Is it retinol alone? Is it more? Usually there are just a couple of them. Then we have what we call the aesthetic modifiers, and this can be anything that make this formula nice on the skin, nice to apply. Maybe there is some fragrance, for sensory experience, all the good stuff that we like to apply this product on our skin. And then we have other components that are usually further down the list, and these are usually plant extracts, and these are mostly claims to, help the brand sell the story. However, the marketing part of it, or the claims, they are not going to do a lot of things for our skin. It's just, nice to sell. That's it. And also important in decoding a formula is to know where is the 1% margin, because the ingredients are listed in their concentration order, and until 1%, they're always in descending order. After 1%, they can be listed in whatever order the brand wants to. And important to know, on the packaging, this is always the rule. However, online, every brand can do whatever they want. So sometimes I see formulas with the colorants or the preservatives listed like really up on the list, and I wonder, why are you doing that? That's misinformation. So 1% margin is important to know, because from that point you'll be able to guess if that ingredient could be effective. Let's say vitamin C is effective from 5% and up, and if you see vitamin C really down the list, it's not going to do a lot, right? That's what it is. Then important is to know all the bronzers, let's say, that we have in our spray tanning. they start with Cl. They are listed the last. No matter what their concentration is, they're always at the very end. And as well, to help you understand where is 1%, think of preservatives, and usually it's phenoxyethanol. We will talk about it a bit later. And most of fragrance ingredients, you name it, like perfume or limonene, coumarin, they trigger allergens, but fragrance is usually used at below 1%. So this helps you understand where could be this 1% margin, right? And just a couple of steps to decode a formula. First, always read what is the product about? What do they claim that it will do, right? Then, based on these claims, try to identify what are the functional ingredients in this formula. There are typically a few, 3 to 5, maybe just one or two. It happens, that can be only one. Thereafter, try to identify the aesthetic modifiers. Is it an oil versus a water base? These are the solvents. What colorants are there? What is the fragrance, if any? What are the preservatives? And what helps to stabilize the pH level? Citric acid is one great example of pH modifier. Lactic acid is another one. Then we have, especially in creams and in lotions, thickeners and emulsifiers, because ultimately this will help the water and the oil mix together and remain stable. And lastly, try to identify those claim ingredients, the plant extracts, the vitamins, the proteins, and usually they are towards the end of the list and in very low concentrations, a fraction of percent. And I think Katy gave us the links in the chat. You can open them now. Today, as part of this series, we will decode formulas together, and they are going to be from the same category. So today, since I have them with me, I thought let's look at Prequel versus InkyList. These are newer products on the market. Both of them were released towards end of last year, beginning of this year. And retinol, it's rather a newer retinoid, at least trendier recently, versus retinol, because everyone says it's 11 times faster than retinol with an O, and it's less irritating, and you can achieve greater anti-aging overall and anti-acne with retinol versus retinol. So let's look together at these two formulas. I think you have the links in the chat. You can open them up just to look at the ingredients and at the claims together. Let's look at this one here. This is made by Dr. Sam Ellis. She is a dermatologist practicing in California, and I happen to watch her YouTube channel for years. And she has very informative and transparent videos explaining to the nitty-gritty details about skincare, how it actually works, what are the things to watch out, what are the things to avoid. And she created this one, I think it was released last year in November, and there are two concentrations, 0.1 and 0.2. I have 0.2. And what does it claim? That it's smooth and firm skin texture, it's obviously anti-aging, and it suits the skin and support barrier. Now, this last claim, that support barrier, is very interesting because we know retinol or retinoids in general can be quite irritating on the skin. So to counteract that, we need barrier support. And if you think of these claims and read the ingredients, I mean, they're not listed on the product, but you can see them online under these links. It's retinol, it's actoin, which work synergistically together. We have jojoba oil, which will help with barrier function as well. Glycerin, which is an amazing humectant, and if you see glycerin in your products, it's good. It's very good for your skin. And then we have vitamin E, which acts as a preservative, but also as a hydrator for the skin. Then if you look at the aesthetic modifiers, the second component in this formula, we have dimeticone for the nice slip that it will, cushion your face very, very nicely. Then we have propanediol, which is a solvent. This is like an oil, a very light oil, but not really a true oil. Then we have cocoa capryliate, which is an emollient. Then we have cetyl and alcohol, stearyl alcohol. These are thickeners because If we just take propanediol, dimethicone, and retinol, it will not be thick enough. So they wanted to have a thicker lotion. Then this one, I cannot really spell the name. I will try. Cyanocobalamin. This is a color because retinol is known to have this very strong yellow color. So with this colorant, they improved the color of the product and it's kind of a peachy orange texture, which I actually like a lot more than a bright yellow color. And then we have a form of castor oil as a setting agent because retinol is a very strong product that needs to be set on your entire face. It's basically, to help the product sit on your skin. And if we look at the marketing claims, there are quite a few of them. I highlighted only a couple. Centella asiatica for soothing, rice bran extract for brightening. Then we have sunflower and rosemary extracts. These are merely for antioxidant support and they are in a very small concentration. I would believe probably 0.5%. Looking at the next product, Inkilist. This is also a 0.2 retinol product. Now they do have or used to have 1% retinol, but this is a newer generation. I think it was really released in January this year. And this one has a lot of claims too. It visibly reduces, or it's supposed to visibly reduce deep wrinkles in just 1 week. Remember this number, 1 week. Then they have the classical claim that it works 11 times faster than the standard retinol. It's supposed to give you firmer and more lifted skin and also visibly improve your skin radiance. Sounds not crazy, except, just this 1 week. This, I was like, this is debatable. I'm not sure if I really want to take that. But let's look at the functional ingredients, right? So we have retinol, obviously, 0.2%. Then we have glycerin, which again is an amazing humectant. Then we have this penetration enhancer. I'm going to try to spell it, disopropyl sebacat. This one is where it comes to help with this 1 week claim, right? Because this ingredient here will help with delivery of retinol into the skin and therefore make it acting fast. And we have as well vitamin E, like in the previous formula, which does act like a humectant and an anti-aging product. In aesthetic modifiers, we have isodecane, which helps with the sleep. This is basically a silicone. We have the same propanediol, which is an amazing solvent in a formula like this. I think it's perfect. Then we have a nice emollient. This is very lightweight on the skin. And we have a thickener that is not like you can use this thickener in a very low concentration just to make sure that your cream has this enough thickness to make it easier to apply on the skin. And we have phenoxyethanol. So remember this one, this is a very common preservative used in cosmetic formulas. And whenever you see phenoxyethanol, it cannot be more than 1% after that. And the marketing claims, there is a doozy. They have cucumber extract, which is for soothing. This is amazing, but it's so down the list that I don't think it will do a lot. Then we have mango seed butter, which is for rejuvenation. It's actually a very good source of vitamin C. And this is the ingredient that I was really looking hard at it. Sirtalice. This is a trademark ingredient. I don't know who owns it, but it says at 2%. And then if I looked at the ingredients, it cannot be at 2%. And this is basically like a ferment ingredient and is obviously a buzzword. Now, I don't see the chat. I cannot see what you're commenting or not. But looking at these two formulas, Prequel retinol 0.2% and Inky Advanced retinol 0.2%. Which one do you like more and why? I mean, you can comment in the chat and I'll look it later. But honestly, I think both of them are good. It's a matter of preference. However, given that in the Inkilist there is this 2% citrallice and then this penetrator that I cannot even spell properly, I do not think that this product will work as fast as 1 week. And for this reason, I prefer Prequel better because not only it has retinol, which is amazing for anti-aging, but it has ectoin, which works synergistically with retinol and supports barrier function. Ectoin is actually one of those 5 ingredients besides ceramides that are amazing for your barrier. And if you see it in a retinol product, you know it better work. Then Prequel doesn't have these crazy, unrealistic claims like Inkelis does. It doesn't say that it will make everything better in 1 week. It doesn't. It just says it supports barrier function, it will work synergistically with your anti aging goals, and important, this comes in an airless pump. We know, or I hope you will know from today on, retinol specifically is a very unstable product. And in a formulation like this, you better have an airless pump. What does this mean? The air cannot really go inside this tube and it will just come out when you know, press the pump. That's it, nothing else. Well, this one is a simple tube. Thanks God it's not a pipette, which is even crazier for a retinol product. So packaging, yeah, cute. I like the tube, but it's not appropriate for this type of product. Plus, I really calculated, and specifically for US, this is much cheaper. But even if in US is $15, here in Europe is 21 euros. This one at the end is way more affordable. So you get 50 milliliters for, I think, what, $35? And this one stands at 15 milliliters, so less than a third, right? At $15. So I think the price, your wallet is also important in this part. Plus, I also like Prequel more because I believe Dr. Sam Ellis gives a lot of information on her YouTube channel, and this has been a growing channel for years. I think now it stands at 250,000 subscribers. So I really, really like the information that she gives on this YouTube channel, and I think she's been very successful with that. So I promise to keep it short. We have two more other things to talk about today. I hope this decoding these two formulas helped you a little bit understand why, you know, Prequel is eventually better. For me personally, it is, but maybe you prefer Inculis better. So the two other things that we are left to talk about is the ABC of skincare. This is how I call it. So before you consider anything like that, or vitamin C or niacinamide or any buzzword that we have right now on the market, let's call it PDRN, NID, copper peptides, you name it, please always consider your skin barrier first. So for this reason, you really need three things. Your A is always your cleanser, because obviously you need to apply a cosmetic product on your clean face, and it doesn't matter if you didn't wear makeup or sunscreen that day. Every evening, please cleanse your face first, and then we have a moisturizer. This is your B, and try to find a moisturizer that has actually barrier function ingredients. Call it ectoin, call it ceramides, hyaluronic acid, glycerin, all the good stuff. And third, I have it with me here somewhere, is your C, and this is a sunscreen, because without UV protection, other skincare are redundant. So you need a cleanser, moisturizer, and a sunscreen. And last but not least, I want to go a little bit into how to build a healthy routine, because we all hopefully have a routine for our skin. Always start with your ABC, your cleanser, your moisturizer, and your sunscreen. Then focus on consistency over complexity. So do not go right ahead into 10 step skincare routine, but start with these three first. And always choose products appropriate for your skin type. The most direct test to find out what is your skin type, just wash your face with your cleanser, pat it dry with a towel and wait for about 30 minutes. And if your skin feels tight, it means you have dry skin. If it has a little bit of shine, either here or on the cheeks, you may have combination skin. If your shine is all over your face, then you have oily skin type. And if your skin is for somewhat with redness, you may have sensitive skin. So always choose products for your skin type. Go with barrier health rather than high sky actives. 0.2% retinol, this is the highest concentration. So rather focus on your barrier health and then on this. Then introduce one active or treatment or product at a time and start always with the lowest concentration. In retinol specifically, you could see 0.5 and 0.1. And then if you tolerate, or if better said, if your skin tolerates it, then you can proceed with 0.2. Always very, very important, before you use your cleanser, wash your hands. Just, a good wash will help. Then also change your towels and your pillowcases regularly. I change mine at least twice a week. I feel better this way, so why not? And always, 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 please remember sunscreen above everything, because without it, any other skincare is kind of redundant. Every single day. Doesn't matter, winter, summer, cloudy, sunny, you stay inside, you're outside, use sunscreen every single day. It will be your biggest help in achieving whatever skincare goals you have. Without it, you're basically doing it for nothing. And you may pay hundreds of dollars or dozens of dollars for a very specific serum, but if you don't wear this during the day, what are you doing? That was it. I want to thank you for your attention. I hope this was interesting and useful. And before we get into answering questions, I want to also tell you that on my website, I offer two services that maybe are interesting for you. One is skincare advice. So if you have a certain skincare that you're not quite sure about, or you want to improve it, you want to completely change it, I'm here to help you. I offer the service as well. In terms of ingredients and formulation, I decided a little while ago to offer this as well, because I kept getting questions, oh, is this ingredient good in my formula? I offer this service as well. And if you need this, you can scan these QR codes. This presentation will be shared with you. Otherwise, you can always reach out to me and we can talk. Katie, I'm done with the presentation. Shall I stop sharing my screen?
Yeah, you can stop sharing your screen.
Okay, let me pause. No, pause.
So go
I don't know
down to
where
the
it
share
is.
button at the bottom.
Yeah, wait. Okay, yeah,
Did that
stop.
work? Okay. And then I'm
All
going to
right.
make you big so we could see you. There we go.
All right, so I didn't see the chat at all. Shall I look into the Q&A tab directly, or shall I just go tab down?
You could do either the
Oh, there
Q&A
are
or the
quite
chat.
some.
Yeah.
I thank you again for being here and being part of this presentation. I hope I didn't speak too fast and it was understandable.
You did a perfect job.
All
Perfect.
right. And you can keep asking questions. Let me just go quickly. All right. Right. I'm also very excited. So thank you for joining. All right. Then let me see if there are any questions. You're speaking to my soul right now. Thank you for that. And I'm going, okay. I think Shauna left. Alexa, did you get the retinol link? Otherwise, I can post it right now in the chat. Let me just do that just in case. This is the prequel. And then we have the Inky list just for you to have them again. You can always go access them. Then, where was I? Okay. 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 Oh my God. So interesting. I hope it was interesting because I really try to not overwhelm you and really bring at least an idea of what I would like to do with you going forward. Um, yeah, I also didn't wash my face all the time, but right now I do, at least in the evening. And by the way, there's always this debate, shall we cleanse our skin in the morning with cleanser? It depends. If you have dry skin or specifically sensitive skin, I would not really do it. However, if you do have like an oily skin, or if you have a heat wave, or if you live in a very humid environment, a morning cleanse is very welcome. I cleanse my skin in the morning just with cold water. That's it. It helps to depuff my eyes. It helps me wake up, and that's what I do. All right, let me look further. Okay, and also very important in cleanser, it should not dry your skin. If you feel your skin is tight, that's not the cleanser for you. Then look rather for a cream cleanser, or you can go for an oil cleanser, which is a newer trend on the market. However, keep in mind that oil cleansers are not good for our spray tan. It will literally strip your tan in a matter of 2 to 3 days. So not good for our spray tan. But if your cleanser is leaving your skin feeling tight, use a cream. That's much better than a gel, for example. All right. And please avoid any physical scrubs or exfoliants that bring only bad business to your skin. It will irritate you and it's not good, especially as we age. Definitely not. All right. Okay. I was being so lazy at night, but it helped me so much. So just okay. I think we are talking about cleansers here. All right. Yes, very important, Jamie. Thank you for mentioning this. Whenever you do your skincare, doesn't matter washing, toning, serum, moisturizer, sunscreen, always bring it down your neck and even your chest area and your hands. We want our hands to look as good as our face, so do that. And specifically for sunscreen, really go inside your ears. I'm not joking, you guys. And also, very important, on your eyelids, because if we don't do that, cancer might develop in those areas. And it's quite common that cancer is actually detected inside of a ear and on the eyelid. So it's important. Break it down your neck, your chest, your hands. And if you apply sunscreen, go all over. Anything that is exposed needs to be covered by sunscreen. Hyaluronic acid and vitamin C in spray tanning solutions, worth it or not? Hyaluronic acid, yes, but alone with water, not a good combo. You need, besides this humectant, another humectant, glycerin is a good partner with hyaluronic acid. Vitamin C, I would question that rather as a pH modifier. So instead of lactic acid, yes, and this will mean it's towards the end of the list. As an active ingredient, not, because it can really destabilize the HA, and we obviously do not want that, right? It can create irritation and not a good tan, right? What else was there? Let me look. Okay. Very helpful information. Thank you, Jamie. All right. New fear unlock. What was that? Okay. I'm just going to SPF in the hands. Okay, by the way, SPF. As I said earlier at the beginning of this presentation, we are going to have a monthly session. And next session, we're talking about sunscreens. And of course, I'm going to bring formulas that are good versus bad for spray tan. So we're going to debunk it all together at the end of May, so next month. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to talk about mineral versus chemical sunscreens, American versus Korean or European. So I already prepared quite a lot of information for us here. So I'm looking forward to our next session. What about the Korean skincare hype? Well, honestly, if I look at the formulas and the ingredients and all the buzzwords and all the trends, for me, Korean means sunscreen, and that's about it. They do have nice cleansers, specifically in the last 3 to 4 years. But moisturizers, yes, they're good, but they're not going to do a lot. Serums, a couple of them are quite nice. However, if you really want to think about K beauty, sunscreen first. Their sunscreen, not American versions that they produce more and more these days and to be sold specifically on the American market, but the Korean versions. Why that? Because they have the newer modern filters. And besides sunscreen, they actually try to put a lot of skincare in them. So antioxidants, barrier support. We're going to talk about that actually in the next session as well. Vitamin C, would it be drying through? Right. Yes, it can be drying if it's not stabilized properly. It can be definitely irritating, even if you have resilient, or we call it normal skin type. It can be definitely drying. And if you refer this, Sarah, in a tanning solution, it will dry you out furthermore combined with DHA. So I think if you want to make a tanning solution and you're considering vitamin C, be careful. Have an honest discussion with your chemist and really consider all the elements. Do you actually need it? Can I use another pH modifier? Yes, you can. Is it worth risking it? I think not. So careful around vitamin C in tanning solutions. All right. I love Color Science sunscreen. Will you cover that one? I will bring it that you now mention it. I think the way that they started years ago, I think I used it the first time probably 10 years ago. I'm not joking. I really like the idea. However, considering the prices that they have and the ingredients and the recent scandals that they've been through, it would be not a choice for me anymore. And by the way, if you use the tinted version, which they have a couple of different ones, they have glowy one, they have the standard one, they have the matte one. It transfers a lot on literally everything. And even if you use setting powder, it will still transfer. And I think if you're acne prone skin or oily skin type, not a good combo, especially in summer. Definitely not. It will transfer on anything. So no. All right. Is there anything else? I've seen it on the labels for certain spray tan solutions, so I was just wondering. Thank you. Very welcome. Guys, Vlad, what's your favorite face tan water for acne safe? Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. The one that I've tried has so many nice oils, which feels nice, and it's fine until summer when I use it more. It's breaking me out. Okay, Alexa, do you happen to have sensitive skin? Or like, do you react to certain ingredients? Because if you do have acne or oily skin type, I would not recommend anything with oils. Maybe light oils like jojoba oil or grapeseed oil or rose oil, that could go. But anything above that, not really, because it will literally clog your pores and will make you break out even more. Tanning water, actually, I have one in my hand, and that happens to be mine. This is Forever Bronzed, and it's called the Golden Fairy. This is a very easy solution, doesn't have oils, and actually it's perfect for acne and for oily skin types. It's acting fast, so if you need this, I could definitely send it over to you. It's really working very, very nice with any type of skincare. I apply my skincare and then this at the end, it will give me the glow even before, I fall asleep, put it this way. All right. I really like Salty Face Tanning Water. Yes, that one is actually a good one. I actually like it too. What was the one brand that had very minimalistic formulas? Uh, I forgot the name. Sobetan? I think Sobetan, was it? I don't know. That one was quite good as well. Surprisingly, do you know the pink bottle from B10? That one is actually quite good, and I believe it will not break you out because it doesn't really have anything heavy. I also used to know one from, Bali Body, stay away from it because it has multiple fragrances and it will just trigger irritation and sensitivity and dryness. So not really. Oh, and please stay away from any tanning water with color guide because it will make you look like you have how do you call this? Sunspots all over your face. It doesn't look good. Like I remember the absolute catastrophic experience with the Bondi Sands tanning water. Oh my God, that was horrible. So no, never again. Those days are long gone. All right. Uh, Only around my eyes. I usually use for something that definitely oily. Yes. Okay. Golden Fairy, yeah. Golden Fairy, by the way, all of my products are Disney inspired. So the names of my products are from Disney inspired characters, and I have the body lotion, and this is the Hydronymph. And there are a couple of other products that are on the pipeline, and I'm so excited to bring them out. They all have a specific role and to solve a specific problem. And the ingredients are carefully chosen. The products are made in Australia, and I cannot wait to have my entire tan line and skincare because I work on skincare too available for you. It will take some time, obviously. I'm not going to release everything at once, but we're going to get there. All right. Yes, so Betan, yes, this one I think the tanning water, if I'm not mistaken, has literally 5 ingredients, you guys. And I tested myself. It works. It will not give you a crazy dark tan, but for our face, I would rather go for a gradual tan product because we wash our face at least once a day than if we use something like this, retinol or vitamin C, the tan will simply fade very fast. So you need to reapply literally every day. And if you want to get darker, you can just apply it 2 or 3 times with 1 or 2 hours in between, and then you're gonna get dark. All right. Yeah, thank you, Katie, for sharing the link. Um, I can private label them if you want to. I never thought of that, but definitely a good idea for the future. I don't think I've seen any other questions so far or comments. So please let me know if you have any other questions. Otherwise, I will give you a short survey that is meant for your feedback. So please take some minutes. It's gonna take you literally 5 minutes to complete. I thank you guys for joining. And this survey will help us have even better sessions going forward. And you're also going to help me choose the deep dives, right? I just suggested a couple like vitamin C, cleansers, sunscreens. The next session is definitely on sunscreen, so stay tuned for that. I, by the way, wear this right now on my face. And this is an American sunscreen. It's Neutrogena Mineral UV Tint. I absolutely love this one, and I almost never apply a tinted sunscreen, but this is really, really good. And I will explain you why in the next session. So access this feedback form, take some time to think about it. I hope you enjoyed this session. I certainly did. I wish I were there with you in one room to have it in person. Hopefully, one day in the future, we can do that. And I'm so looking forward to our next sessions. I thank you. And if we want to stay here in the chat, have a kiki, we can definitely do that. Otherwise, it's dinner time for me. And yeah, reach out
Thank you
on
so
Instagram.
much, Vlad. That was
Always.
incredible. Thank you. Let me show your Instagram handle. So if you're not following Vlad, go make sure you're doing so. He's always doing product reviews on his stories as well, and just breaking down a lot of spray tan products, a lot of like
Yes.
tanning mousses and spray tan solutions and whatnot. So definitely give him a follow. But
Yeah.
thank you that I learned so
Always.
much. I feel like skincare is something that like I need to learn more about. So that was already such a great foundation and great
Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
And now I can't wait for sunscreen.
Yeah, let's do it. I think it's very important. I'm really going to bring multiple products and we are going to debunk like we did today, not just 2 formulas. I'm thinking at least 6 just to have a greater understanding what's a good mineral sunscreen versus what's a good chemical sunscreen, what's a good American sunscreen with the older generation filters versus what's a good Korean sunscreen with the newer generation filters. So let's do
I
it
think we
together
need
next month. Sorry.
next year. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Enjoy your dinner.
yeah.
We don't want to keep you too long. I know it's like already 7 o'clock there now.
No, no, I'm not hungry. I was really having a blast. Just an important note on what I do on Instagram. I reviewed hundreds of different products, and I have long content review, also short ones. So short ones is in the story, but if you go down the posts, you will see what I call the brand weeklies. This is when I take at least 4 products from the same brand and I review them in 1 week, and then I tell you how they work together. So I think the brand weeklies are a thing that I haven't seen people doing. So if you're
Yeah.
interested for a specific brand, I even did American self tan and spray tan brands, and I'm gonna do a lot more. I have about 45 by now. So I think that's maybe something interesting that you could explore on my account. You can always ask me if you don't find something. I will happily share.
Thank you. Thank you
Always.
so, so much.
Thank you for your audience.